King Ahab ruled Israel, but it was his wife Jezebel who truly held power. She was a priestess of Baal, and she filled the land with idol worship. She killed my prophets. She set up altars to false gods. Israel had never fallen so low, but in Gilead, a man was being prepared. Out of nowhere, a man named Elijah stood before King Ahab. Dressed in rough garments with a leather belt, he spoke with fire in his eyes. "As the Lord God of Israel lives, whom I serve, there will be neither dew nor rain in the next years except at my word." Then he vanished. I sent Elijah to hide by the brook Chariot, east of Jordan. He drank from the brook, and I commanded ravens to bring him bread and meat, morning and evening. Birds that eat carrion became servants of provision. When I am your source, nothing is impossible. When the brook dried up, I sent Elijah to a widow in Zarephath. She was gathering sticks to prepare a last meal for herself and her son before they died. "Make me a small loaf first," Elijah said. "The jar of flour will not be used up, nor the jug of oil run dry." She obeyed, and it was so. The widow's son became ill and died. She cried to Elijah in anguish. Elijah carried the boy to his room and stretched himself over him 3 times. "O Lord my God, let this boy's life return to him." I heard Elijah's cry. The boy lived. The widow knew then that Elijah spoke my truth. For 3 years, no rain fell on Israel. The land cracked and withered. Springs dried up. Animals perished. The people suffered terribly. Ahab searched everywhere for Elijah. The drought was my judgment on idolatry. I was waiting for my people to turn back, but their hearts were still hard. In the 3rd year, I sent Elijah to confront Ahab. On the way, Elijah met Obadiah, who served Ahab, but secretly feared me, and had hidden 100 prophets from Jezebel's slaughter. "Go tell your master, Elijah is here," the prophet commanded. The showdown was about to begin. When Ahab saw Elijah, he sneered. "Is that you, you troubler of Israel?" "I have not made trouble for Israel," Elijah replied, "but you and your father's family have. You have abandoned the Lord's commands and followed the Baals. Now, summon the people to Mount Carmel. Let us settle this." 450 prophets of Baal and 400 prophets of Asherah gathered at Mount Carmel, with all Israel watching. "How long will you waver between 2 opinions?" Elijah challenged. "If the Lord is God, follow him. If Baal is God, follow him." The people said nothing. "Get 2 bulls," Elijah proposed. "Let the prophets of Baal call on their God, and I will call on the Lord. The God who answers by fire, he is God." From morning till noon, the prophets of Baal danced and shouted and cut themselves. "Shout louder," Elijah mocked. "Perhaps your God is sleeping." As evening approached, Elijah repaired the altar of the Lord that had been torn down. He used 12 stones, 1 for each tribe of Israel. He arranged the wood, cut the bull, and then did something astonishing. Pour 4 large jars of water on the offering. Do it again and again. "Lord, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, Elijah prayed, "Let it be known today that you are God. Answer me, so these people will know you are turning their hearts back again." Then my fire fell. It burned the sacrifice, the wood, the stones, the soil, and even licked up the water in the trench. When the people saw this, they fell prostrate and cried out, "The Lord, He is God. The Lord, He is God." At Elijah's command, the prophets of Baal were seized and executed at the Kishon Valley. The false prophets who had led Israel astray were judged. But the story was not over. "Go eat and drink, Ahab," Elijah said, "for there is the sound of a heavy rain." While Ahab feasted, Elijah climbed Carmel and bent down to the ground with his face between his knees. 7 times he sent his servant to look toward the sea. Finally, a cloud the size of a man's hand appeared. The sky grew black with clouds. Wind rose up. Heavy rain fell. Ahab rode his chariot toward Jezreel, but my power came upon Elijah. He tucked his cloak into his belt and ran ahead of Ahab all the way to Jezreel. 3 years of drought ended. The people had seen who was the true God. But when Jezebel heard what Elijah had done, she sent a message. "May the gods deal with me if I do not kill you by this time tomorrow." The man who had called down fire from heaven, who had outrun a chariot, now fled in terror. Even the strongest can be overwhelmed by fear. Elijah traveled a day into the wilderness and sat under a broom tree. He prayed that he might die. "I have had enough, Lord. Take my life." Then he lay down and slept. I did not rebuke him. I sent an angel with bread and water. "Eat," the angel said. "The journey is too much for you." Strengthened by that food, Elijah traveled 40 days to Mount Horeb. I sent a great wind, an earthquake, and fire, but I was not in any of them. Then came a gentle whisper. Elijah covered his face and went out to listen. Sometimes I speak loudest in the silence. I am the only one left, Elijah said, and they are trying to kill me. I replied, I have reserved 7,000 in Israel, whose knees have not bowed to Baal. You are not alone. Go, anoint Elisha as prophet in your place. Elijah's ministry would continue through another. And so, beloved child, Elijah continued faithfully until the day I took him up to heaven in a whirlwind, carried by chariots and horses of fire. He never tasted death. His story teaches that I am sovereign, that I provide, and that even prophets need rest and reassurance. Until we speak again.